We're going to start by painting the background for our sandcastles. So first we're going to draw a line halfway across the paper, or halfway up the paper, and if you want it to be exact, you can fold the paper in half and then mark it, and then a little bit higher up, leaving a little bit of space, we're going to make another line. This is the horizon line where the ocean is going to meet the sky. Then we're going to paint the sky, and we're going to use a turquoise type blue color, a lighter blue color, and then you'll notice that while I'm painting with the blue, I also dip into the white to add a little bit of variance to my blue. I want some of it to be blue and then some of it to be a little bit lighter because I don't want the sky to all be one shade of blue. I want some of it to be lighter and some of it to be darker. And I'm not totally mixing it in all the way. It's a little bit streaky. Then I'm going to go ahead and paint the ocean a darker blue color. I wouldn't want to do the same color blue for the sky and the ocean where you wouldn't be able to tell which was which. So I'm going to go ahead and paint the ocean, and when I'm done painting with the ocean, I'm going to get white on my brush and I'm going to just be dabbing, almost like dabbing instead of doing actual brush strokes, white into my ocean, and that's going to make it look like I have waves. Okay, so you'll see I'm dabbing in the middle of the wave. I kind of make it a little bit thicker and thinner towards the sides of my wave. And I'm more like dabbing, less brush stroke, because I don't want it to mix into the blue too much. And then all along the front of my ocean, where the ocean meets the sand, I'm going to do this all the way across, as if the ocean wave is just crashing up on the shore and making it all foamy. Again, dabbing instead of making those full brush strokes. And I'm going to go back in and actually do a couple brush strokes, and it's going to kind of blend in a little bit to the ocean and just, again, make some of those lighter blue colors in with the ocean. And then once it's dry, you can go in and build your sandcastle. So just like as if we were building with Legos or blocks, we are going to start at the bottom. We're going to be using shapes like squares, rectangles, half circles for doorways. Okay, you can either cut the half circle out or the half oval out, or you can use the half oval, and I'll use it later in my building. Oh, I'm actually going to use one right now inside of this doorway. Okay, if you find a piece that works, great. If you don't find a piece that works, then just cut out or trim an existing piece. Okay, you want to use lots of a variety of colors. Okay, and that's going to make your sandcastle more interesting. So I'm using like peach, yellow, orange, a couple different types of brown. Okay, all pretty close to sand colors. Okay, but the different variety of these light colors is gonna make my sandcastle more interesting. Okay, so I'm just building, starting at the bottom, working my way up, making sure to glue around the outside edge of all of my shapes. And if things are not sticking, you can always turn your paper over and massage the back, and a lot of times that helps things to stick, is applying lots of pressure to the paper to get it to stick together. You'll notice that I hold stuff up and kind of decide what looks best before I glue it down. Okay, that's a good rule of thumb. And you'll notice in a minute that I place something and then I change my mind and I take it off. Just make sure that if you change your mind, you change it quick before the glue actually dries. Okay, add triangle type flags to the top if you would like. A common color for flags is red, so I used red triangles for my top. You can add doors, you can add windows. In a minute, I'll even be adding a doorknob to one of my doors and an extra window up top, just to make my sandcastle more interesting and more homey. So get creative, add lots of flags if you want, add lots of doors, whatever suits your fancy, whatever, however you want to make your sandcastle. And as a final touch, I'm going to add a couple clouds in the sky. If you want to add a sun, you can. If you want to add a bird, you could do that too. Just cut whatever shapes you would like to use out of your paper and make sure they're glued on really well.